Good morning, everybody. It's Barb Katie. It's a little bit dreary here today and a little bit chilly, but we're going to make our own sunshine and it's going to be a terrific day. I got some new glasses and I just love them because I can see again, and that always makes my life much more easy. I discovered when I put them on that it probably could have been better if I had waited until after this broadcast, because I now see that my desk needs a good dusting and cleaning, but hey, what the heck, it'll wait. Um, that's one thing I have found. My Aunt Ethel was a person that did not particularly like housekeeping chores. And she always said, I try not to dust very often because I know it's my past relatives that have come to visit and I don't want them to leave till they're ready. So that's my excuse for the morning and I'm sticking with it. I just try not to make excuses for other things. I'm talking to you this morning from the kitchen because I want to talk about recipes. And probably not the kind of recipes that you think I'm going to talk about how to make a particular dish to eat. This is a recipe for life in a way, a recipe for success, a recipe to set ourselves up to make the best use of what we can. So, with that in mind, the first recipe that I'm going to share with you, and bear in mind, these are not my recipes. I borrowed them from a friend, Michelle May. Some of you know Michelle, and thought that we all could benefit from these two particular recipes. The first one is a recipe for what she likes to call, and I agree with her, overeating. If you want to be sure you overeat, this is the recipe you need to use. And the ingredients for it are pretty simple. First of all, you need a batch, a bag, a box, a plate, or a buffet of food. Then you need 2 tablespoons heaping of deprivation. Being deprived really helps with feeling deprived, is helpful for this recipe. Then you need a heaping teaspoon of guilt. And you might as well throw on just a dash of shame to go along with it. Then, optionally, if you wish, you can add fatigue, stress, resentment, loneliness, perfectionism, and or boredom, whichever of those spices you feel will enhance this dish. And the directions are not that complicated. You probably have heard these directions before. Number 1, be sure you run yourself down physically by not sleeping, by not exercising, by eating whenever you want, or making sure you don't consume nutritious food. Wear yourself out by working too hard, being all things to all people, and trying to do it all perfectly. That's direction number 1. Direction number 2 is turn your emotions up to medium high. Then put a lid on the pot, cover and simmer, and whatever you do, do not allow any steam to escape. When you crave something you love, remind yourself that it's bad, fattening, or high in fat and carbs. When your cravings grow stronger, tell yourself that you're bad for wanting bad food. Wait until an influential person such as your grandmother or a coworker insists you eat the food anyway to please them. Boy, have I heard that before. What do you mean you're not going to eat it? I made it especially for you. Don't you like it anymore? Alternatively, you can sneak the food when no one else is watching. That will enhance the guilt you put into this dish. Sit down in front of a TV or choose another activity to distract yourself while you're eating whatever it is so that you can't possibly get full enjoyment out of it. Before eating, be sure you garnish the food liberally with guilt. If it's still enjoyable, sit in some shame to stir in a little bit of shame to assure that the food is completely ruined. Have you ever done that? You know, you've got something that you probably would not normally eat, and you beat yourself up for it the whole time that you're getting ready to partake in the food, and there is no pleasure in it. You've taken all the pleasure out of it at all. Eat it as quickly as possible to avoid tasting any of it, and goodness knows, do not enjoy the food that you're eating. You're done only when you feel miserably full, sick, or uncomfortable. You have to eat to the point of gluttony almost. And then repeat these first 9 steps until you can't stand it anymore. That's the recipe for overeating. And to some degree, I think we've all made this recipe and partaken of it from time to time. There is another recipe that I think all of us need to consider putting in our repertoire of things that we cook up for ourselves that I think would be much more enjoyable and helpful and healthy and taste even better. And this recipe that I'd like to share with you is a recipe for awareness, or what I call, and Michelle calls, mindful eating. That is her trademark, to be aware of what you eat. And the ingredients for this are 1 or 2 servings of food that you really love, 2 tablespoons of intention. This is a knowing decision that you're going to make. Add to that a heaping teaspoon of attention. You're going to carefully monitor what you're doing. And then you're going to sprinkle on top of it pretty liberally trust. You are going to trust yourself to be that intelligent person that you say you are when you start the TOPS Pledge. And optional things that you're going to add to this recipe as you desire are pleasure, enjoyment, celebration, and tradition. Remember, in TOPS we always say there is no food you cannot eat in moderation, and you should enjoy what you eat, not beat yourself up as if you're a bad person. So consider the ingredients for this recipe very carefully: love, intention, attention, trust, and optional pleasure, enjoyment, celebration, and tradition. The directions are pretty clear. Care for yourself physically by getting enough sleep, enough activity, and eating healthily. That's the key first direction. Care for yourself physically, so you'll be able to actually live your best life every single day. Direction number 2, create a self-care buffer zone by regularly nurturing your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Feed those things as well as your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit. When you're hungry, consider what you want, what you need, and what you have before you make your choice of the food you're going to be eating. And decide if you really are hungry for food, or if you're hungry for something else to fuel your spirit, your heart, or your mind. Set your intentions for how you want to feel when you're finished eating. Serve yourself accordingly, or just the portion if somebody else served you. Do you want to feel satisfied or overstuffed, for example? Do you want to feel that you've had an enjoyable taste and not eaten the whole thing? Remind yourself that all foods fit as long as you practice balance, variety, and moderation. When the food you crave isn't particularly healthful, omit all guilt and shame and just say, I knowingly made the choice this time for this reason. And move past it. Do not keep beating yourself up. None of us are perfect. None of us are going to get it right every single time. But we learn and grow as we go. Create a pleasant environment for your meal or your snack. Sit down to eat and try to minimize the distractions around you and enjoy what you have chosen to eat. Food is supposed to give us pleasure as well as nurture our body's basic needs. Savor the appearance, the aroma, the textures, the flavors of the food as you eat it. Enjoy what you eat, especially during this season when you may be choosing things that are only available to you this one time of the year. And the trick is to try to choose those special things in moderation, balanced with other things that you're doing and choosing to eat. I like to make sure that I get to taste the special foods of the season in my family. And I'll leave out the things that I can get at any other time during the year, um, one thing that I really like is a sweet potato dish that my family has traditionally made for the holidays. It's only made during Thanksgiving week. So I will enjoy that. I can leave out potatoes, I can leave out stuffing, I can leave out gravy, I can leave out rolls. But that one thing is a very special thing, and I plan for it within the food plan, and I eat it without guilt and without shame, with pure enjoyment and delight in the memories associated with it and the taste of the food itself. I eat slowly and mindfully for maximum enjoyment of every single bite because this is a once a year treat. That's another direction. Enjoy it thoroughly. Number 9, frequently tune into what your body is telling you. Stop when you feel content and still energetic. Don't eat to the point of a stupor. How many of us have seen family members get up from the Thanksgiving table and sort of stagger to the couch in the living room to watch football for the rest of the afternoon? That's probably eating more than you really, really need. And we need to try not to go to that extreme. Use the energy that you've consumed in the food you've enjoyed to help you live your most vibrant life. Now, you have a choice to make during the holidays that are rapidly upon us. Which recipe would you prefer to make for yourself and serve during the holidays? Will yours be the recipe for overeating, or will yours be the recipe for mindful eating? Hopefully, more times than not, we're going to choose the recipe for mindful eating and have a guilt-free, happy, enjoyable holiday that celebrates the reason for the season, which is much more than the food we may choose to consume during that time together. Thanks a bunch for letting me visit with you this morning. I hope that you'll look at the recipes and decide which one you prefer to use. And I hope that you will enjoy the upcoming holidays that will be upon us very soon thoroughly, and you will make plans accordingly. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.